Hello everyone, welcome to Past Preserver. Today we're going to be taking the Model A for a drive. We're finally there. I've been trying to make a video on this whole thing, putting it together, and it just, so much has fought me, so much has not worked out just the way I wanted it to for a video, and I've got snippets here and there, and then I quit recording, so it's just been a whole mess. I'll try and throw something together on the back half of this video off of the snippets I have if you want to see, well, something. I don't know, it's not really that great. Let's start off with the good part. Take this thing for a drive because I've been waiting for it. We got our steering done up, we got the engine running. If you saw the short about the head gasket leak, it's sorted itself out for the most part, so that's good. I guess it just needed a good heat cycle. We are leaking a little bit around the water pump, but I expected that. That's a new old stock seal. I was kind of expecting that not to work. Jumper cables, because the battery cable I have at the minute's not the greatest, so we're running that through there to start it and run it. But we do have a resistor on our 12-volt coil to run the points, and you know, we'll get her fired up here and take her for a little drive around the yard. Woohoo! Finally. Oh, I gotta get some stuff out of there. It's just gonna disappear on me. All right, we got leaky gas, check. Little bit of choke, check. Water in the radiator, check. A drippy water pump, check. Fenders that I really ought to bolt on, but I'm probably not going to, check. Stuff in the backs that will probably fall out and I'll lose in the yard, check. Oh man, I wish I had a different drop tank, but I don't. So key on, hit the button. Oh, the choke's probably hanging on. No, it shut itself off. Maybe it needs to be on a little bit longer. Now it's not letting me run. Why? Let's see here, neutral. Timing maybe? She is running really rough all of a sudden. I'm not totally sure what's going on. She's running really rough all of a sudden. I almost felt like a timing issue. I know that's supposed to be all the way back when you start it, but I think something's off with my... Well, I'm going to try and get it running and pull forward so I'm not choking myself out in here. Always something. That's the worst thing. Honestly, I think it just had an air bubble in the fuel line because I kind of jiggled it around. Now it's working. don't know. We can give it a try, I guess. Ooh, that's a new noise. Definitely a new noise. There's the water pump bearing going out. Oh boy. Every time I think I'm getting somewhere with you. Unless it's something to do with the air in the radiator. Well, let's see what happens. Well, that was pretty lackluster. She was kind of choppy. I adjusted the carb a little bit. I'm wondering if maybe that was my big issue. I guess we'll find out here. I mean, she still sounds a little uncertain about running. Like part of its timing, part of its fuel flow. Can't imagine why I'd be not happy with the fuel flow. Well, throw her in first, see if we hit the house, huh? Try not to. Yeah, I'm just not feeling you for a second run, really. Yeah, even it's like, don't do it. All right. Well, take 3 on this. Messed up the first 2. This is where we run out of gas. Yeah, she's running a little rough now because she's very low on gas. You guys get the worst of it. Oh, that was me. I knocked the wire loose. Whoopsie. But hey, she runs. Okay, ground's hooked back up. She should just, yeah. Simple. Alright, I'm gonna put you guys down and get this thing parked. Try and get you guys some content of it driving around at least. Well, it seems a lot happier. Make sure I clear these wires. Getting low on fuel. Alright. Well, at least the brakes work. That's a plus. The two that are hooked up. Well, we got to take it for a drive today. I'm pretty excited about that. She's running okay. It's mostly a fuel flow issue, and I need a tank that's not leaking half the fuel and putting air bubbles in the line. And you know, she'd be running a lot better if it wasn't for that, because once you get up on the RPMs, she seems a lot happier. It's the idle thing she's not real happy with. Would help if I could control and choke it from the cab. I'm missing the rod. That's something we're gonna have to get. Need a radiator cap, because I'm glad I didn't run this very long, because as it was bouncing around I was getting water splashed in my face. Thankfully it was cool. Need to get a floor pan for sure, get that all buttoned up, get a cover over that flywheel. I should have had that covered up. Well, I have the cover, I don't have the right bolts for it, and the ones I have are too long and they were hitting the thing. Anyway, it wasn't working out. Need to make a roof yet. Still got a lot to do on this thing, you know. We're far from done with it, but it's pretty cool. We started earlier this year with just a frame, and we turned it into something we can drive around the yard at least. I don't know about taking this thing down the road just yet. We got a lot to do on that front. But proof of concept's there. She will run and drive. Yay, everything seems to work. Transmission felt like it shifted good. Clutch was letting out really nice. So all that looked really good. Everything felt good. The drag link, I don't know if you heard the popping going on. It's missing the secondary spring with cup. I ordered a drag link. It was a used one, and it had half of it. There was a spring and cup on one half of it, and the other bit was missing, so oh well, it stayed on there. It did its job. We'll get one of those for it and rebuild it. You can buy a whole rebuild kit for the length. We'll probably just end up doing that at some point. Go up here and have a look. Yeah, my fenders held on. They didn't dent anything up, it looks like, so we're good on that front. For those that were worried that, oh no, those fenders will fall off. Nah, those are actually locked nuts I got on there at the minute. How's my water drip? Nothing. Nice. We will take it. We will take it. It's dry. Now we're dripping up there, of course. That noise we heard earlier, I'm thinking was something to do with the water pump making noises, or it could have been gurgling in the radiator. Yeah, it's a little warm. It definitely needs the hood over it to help move the air through and out the side vents instead of just, you know, wind going every which way. So yeah, I'm going to take this out. Got to make a roof for it. You know, there's just a ton of little things that need to be bought, wiring harness, and get the lighting all done up. I want to put turn signals on it, and you know, a second tail light, just so we're, you know, if I'm going to do dual turn signals, I might as well have dual tail lights on it and make it a little easier to see at night. Yes, at night. I do plan on driving this a little bit at night, but my timing must be off a little bit, because you're supposed to start with this all the way up, and this thing just, no matter what condition it was in, never wanted to run there. So I'd say my timing's off, and yeah, I'll have to reset that and play around with it, but she runs good enough yard drive, and that's what we wanted to do. So I think that's going to do it for this video. Sorry, they've been pretty scarce on. It just seems like every time I go to make a video here recently, oh well, I was going to do one on that Buick, and I don't think that's ever going to see the light of day. I started doing how to change the crankshaft position sensor, and it just every turn things fought me. Stuff was harder than it should have been to get off, even with the right tools. It just, even with this, it's been like, I think the easiest thing the day I started making a video on this was putting the darn dipstick in. This was the easiest part of my whole day, was whoop. Nope, can't even do it on camera. That. Everything else just, I don't know why, but did. So I don't know if I've just been having off days, or I'm just not wanting to film, or what, but it's just not adding up. Things aren't working out. And it's not like I'm not wanting to film. The shorts are definitely a lot easier, and they seem to get more views than what all I'm putting in effort wise here. That might be part of my issue with trying to make a long form video anymore. It's just like, I can make a short, get that done, upload it, continue on with my day, and you know, try and get something somewhat informative or entertaining out there and move on with my day, instead of trying to spend hours and hours and hours on something that 10 or 20 people might watch. And I think that's the most disheartening part about doing this whole YouTube thing. So anyway, that's going to do it for this video. My next big project's going to be clean this shop up, because it became a mess. I got a nice shelf from my uncle. Thank you, Jim. That was got the mini fridge up here, got my generator we got going, and those shorts. I still got to put another thing, and it's got a weird little shelf that pops off the side, and it's got another set of legs. So I guess the idea was to kind of interlock it this way. I don't know if I'm going to use that or not, but yeah, yep. So you got to deep clean this shop. It definitely deserves it. It's become such a mess. And I finally got to sweep the floors, because I was leaving the floors dirty on purpose, because over here I've been painting, and if you get drips of paint and stuff like down there, I don't know if you saw that drip of paint, but it just doesn't stick to the ground and keeps your concrete kind of clean. So I mean, It's messy, yes, but well, that I don't know if it's going to help it. Oh, see, even that, it really absorbed a lot of the paint and took it with it. So it's not as bad as it would have been. But yeah, I'm going to deep clean this shop. That's before the winter hits. So there's the dash, the cage cluster. Did it in blue. Oh, got my work cut out for me on this bit. So I think we're going to call this a video. I'll try and post, I don't know, the snippets of the good stuff, the best how-to stuff at the end here. I just don't know. It's such a it's such a mess, and I don't know where to start and stop. It's like there's no rhyme or reason to it, as big a gaps as I took in between filming. So we might just call this a video here, and we'll just say we got it running and driving in a little longer format video than a, shoot, I probably talked more than we actually drove it, huh? Well, here's a little bit of it actually just sitting and running for people who enjoy that. Probably gonna have more shorts than we are long form videos in the future, but until I at least start having a streak of good luck trying to film, because this thing has just been more, it's not something I'm familiar with. Like if it's a mower or something I'm more familiar with, I know what I'm working on. This I'm kind of learning as I go, and it's hard for me to teach. It's like I almost have to do it once, take it apart, and then show you guys how to do it. It's about how I got to learn this thing, and I just don't have the time or energy to do that. I want this to be a once and together and we're done with it kind of project, because it's a lot to do. So anyway, leave a like, hit subscribe, expect more shorts. I will see you in the next one. Enjoy the car running. Well, we made one rotation and we already got water leaking out of the water pump. Hooray! I'm gonna see if I can tighten that up real quick before we go too much further. Alright, let's see if we can dial it in. Get this thing dialed in. That was so good last time we played with it. Had the choke partially on. See if I can adjust the timing back. lot of adjustment somewhere. Oh, the battery died. Great, awesome. Well, she's a runner. That's the main thing. We'll have her driving here in a couple days. I know this video's all over the place, but we'll take that win. Head off with the key. Oh yeah.